So guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the first preview of the season as the Premier League is returning this Friday as Manchester United will be taking on Fulham at Old Trafford. Very excited for the return of the Premier League and even more excited to come on and do these previews for you guys as well. So if you do enjoy this, guys, and you're ready for another big season on the channel, then please make sure to smash a like on the video. If you're also new, guys, and want to be a part of the season on the channel, then please subscribe by hitting that red button in the bottom right corner, and also get your comments in down below, guys. How excited are you for the return of Manchester United and the Premier League this Friday? Let me know down below. But yeah, guys, I'm ready for this Old Trafford opening day. Let's hope we can start off the season in style. And of course, the announcements of De Ligt and Mazraoui by Manchester United were announced yesterday. They are both officially confirmed as Manchester United players. And so far, this transfer window has been a good one. Leny Yoro, Joshua Zirkzee, De Ligt, Mazraoui, a few outgoings in Kambuala, Wan-Bissaka, Mason Greenwood. Seriously, guys, if Manchester United can get a DM with Ugarte, who's pushing for the move at the moment, we've heard that news this morning, he wants Manchester United, and the situation is they want 60 million for Ugarte. Yeah? Manchester United want 60 million for Jadon Sancho. You're not going to get what you want, PSG, unless we get what we want. And both of these players want the moves. So just make it happen. Make it happen. And both parties are happy. That's how simple it is. So hopefully we can get Ugarte done. Because if we can get him over the line, this transfer window has been a good one. We've literally addressed all the areas we needed. We needed about 2 centre-backs, and we've got both in Leny Yoro and De Ligt. We needed a full-back. We've got Mazraoui in, who can play both right-back and left-back. So that's really, really good. We've got a backup striker in, or someone that can start and switch around with Rasmus and Joshua Zirkzee. And they can even play together as well, if that's something we could do with the team going forward. I'll leave it up to Ten Hag, but, that's definitely something that could happen. So we've got Joshua Zirkzee in, and now, of course, we just need a midfielder in which we can hopefully get in. If we can't get someone who's going to be a bit more expensive, then towards the end of the window, I do think we are definitely going to get someone on the cheaper side, like a Sander Berge or someone like that. Yes, it's not a star name that we want, and honestly, I don't know why we are going in for Sander Berge, but we do need someone in that DM position, because we cannot be starting the season with just Casemiro there. It doesn't work. It's not good enough, and we need someone there. It's such an important position to have depth in as well. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, guys. But it's been a really good window. Of course, the Community Shield's been and gone. Unlucky game, as I mentioned. So there's all eyes on the Premier League returning at Old Trafford. And I am a bit nervous about this one because, all eyes on United. First game of the season. You really don't know what's going to happen. But I'm very confident going into the game. I really, really am. Of course, your injury side part of the game, there's no Rasmus on Friday. There's going to be no Yoro. They are both injured. And also the news of Luke Shaw as well. Again, injured until after the first international break. And at this point now, just go and join Reece James. Both retire. Just retire, because your careers were ruined by severe injuries, and I don't think he's a player that's ever going to get back to his best, and we need that at Manchester United. We can't have someone who's going to be 50-50 every single week, risking an injury every game. And how many injuries has he got now? It's countless. I feel for the guy because he's such a good footballer. He really, really is. But when you get an injury like he had, a severe leg injury, sometimes you just can't recover from it and you'll never be the same again. And we've seen it with a lot of players. And Luke Shaw seems to be one of those unlucky ones, which again, he's now out as well. So Mazraoui and De Ligt both making their debut, hopefully making their debut. They've been spotted training with the side as well. So both of them should be starting at Old Trafford in the first game of the season. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yes, we're not going into the game as strong as we can be, or as strongest as possible. There's no Rasmus, which again, I would have loved him for him to play on Friday. There's no Leny Yoro. Again, unfortunate. Could have played a part. No Luke Shaw, as I mentioned, and a few other niggles and injuries in some players as well. But Joshua Zirkzee as well could be making his debut on Friday. So that's Zirkzee, De Ligt and Mazraoui, 3 new signings who could potentially make their debut all at the same time on Friday, which I'm really excited about, guys, because I think some of these players are going to be really, really good. I'm majorly excited about De Ligt and Zirkzee because they are both players with a lot of potential. And De Ligt, you know, we know how good he was at Ajax. Yes, as I mentioned in my breaking news video the other day, it's not worked out for him at Bayern and Juventus, but he is a very, very top player who's still in his prime. He's a leader, similar to Martinez. Them two at the back just excite me on their own, to be honest with you guys, because both of them are leaders, as I mentioned. Both of them have a lot of football IQ. They're very good players. And again, defensively, we've seen how well they work together at Ajax. So hopefully they can bring that back into a Manchester United side and relish together. That's what I really hope. And also Zirkzee as well. I want to see a bit of Zirkzee this Friday. I want to see what he's all about, because I'm very excited to see him as well. And Mazraoui, of course, because he's still a very, very good player. Yes, he's not one of the most exciting ones we've made. But again, we've got to back these players because they're all players which can have a big impact in the team, guys. So I'm very excited. But yeah, quick season expectations, guys. It's quite hard to say what's going to happen this season. With a lot of different managers in, with Chelsea and Maresca, Arne Slot and Liverpool, and of course, Ten Hag staying for me, I think was really, really key. And key for these players as well. Of course, Ten Hag wanted to stay, which again, I absolutely love. And I'm glad we made the decision about him staying. But I think it's really beneficial for the players as well. Because there's a lot of these players that have a lot of trust in this manager. That have a lot of love for him as well. And again, if he left and we put a new manager in, we don't know the feeling inside of the club or what could have happened. But I'm very, very excited for the game on Friday. And I do think this season, we should be aiming for about a 5th or 4th, to be honest with you guys. But again, as I mentioned, we don't know what can happen with other teams and how good they're going to be under their new managers. But yeah, we've got to be pushing top 4 this season easily. We're not going to compete with Arsenal. We're not going to compete with the likes of Man City, etc. So it's just about putting ourselves back in the grid, back into the top 4 position this season, and seeing if we can win another trophy. Because that would be good as well, won't it, guys? But I will put my team on the screen now. As you can see, guys, that's my team going into the game. Let me know your thoughts down below. And also, guys, what is going to be very interesting is what you guys want the team to be as well. So let me know down below what changes you guys make to the side. Of course, we've got Onana in goal. The back 4 looks a very, very good back 4. And I'm so excited about our defence this season. De Ligt, Mazraoui, I'm sure when he returns. Martinez, Yoro, Dallow's was our best player last season. And hopefully, again, he can really make an impact this season in the team. I think Dallow's only going to get better as well. The midfield, I do expect Casemiro to start this one. Of course, we've seen Mason Mount in pre-season, has been starting a lot of games. But again, he doesn't get in over Kobbie Mainoo or Bruno Fernandes. Whether he gets Kobbie Mainoo to play in that Casemiro position, I'm not too sure he will though. So that's why I see Casemiro starting in this one with Kobbie Mainoo and of course Bruno Fernandes ahead of him. And I would have preferred us to get a DM, so maybe Guy could have been starting this one already. That would have been good because we're not going into the season the strongest we could have been, and that's a shame. I know we're getting there, which is all good. And some things take time, I understand that. But I just wish that he set Ten Hag up ready so he had all his signings ready to play on Friday. I know we're going to see 3 of them. Yoro's not playing, unfortunately, as I mentioned. But yeah, it would have been nice to have an Agate or a Fofana ready to start this game. But it is what it is. Casemiro can do a good job. Hopefully, the Casemiro of last season has been and gone, and he can get back to his best. Whether there's anything left in his tank, I'm not too sure. Pre-season, his last game, the Community Shield game, he played really, really well. That was the best game I've seen Casemiro play in, months. In absolute months. That's how, that's the standard we need from Casemiro week in, week out. Whether he can bring that into the Premier League again, I'm not too sure because I just don't think he's fit for this league anymore. But we'll have to wait and see. He probably will be starting this game. And I'm excited to see Bruno and Kobbie back playing as well. And in the front 3, I've gone with Joshua Zirkzee, Garnacho and Amad Diallo. The front 3 is a really tricky one to call because you've got Rashford there, who you would think he's going to start this game. Why wouldn't he? But then again, Amad Diallo has been superb in pre-season, superb throughout the end of last season as well, and deserves to start. What's that saying to the likes of Amad Diallo if he's going to start like a Garnacho on that side or a Rashford ahead of him? What's that going to say? Or an Anthony ahead of him? What's that going to say to the player? Because that's just going to kill his confidence. So you have to start Diallo in this game. And Garnacho as well. I know he's not featured too much in pre-season. Rashford has featured a lot more than him. That's because he came back late from Copa America. But yeah, Rashford has been playing a lot in pre-season. And again, Rashford has been good. He's been showing a lot of signs in pre-season that he's ready. Yes, the Community Shield wasn't his best game. Hence the miss. And I think he could have done a lot better. But again, it's tricky because you don't know what Ten Hag is going to do. Because I know Ten Hag loves Rashford as well. So it's tricky. It's really, really is tricky. But that's my front 3, guys. I've gone Joshua Zirkzee to start and make his debut up top with Amad Diallo on the right and Garnacho on the left. I think that's very, very exciting. I have a feeling Rashford is going to play ahead of Garnacho. That's what my feeling is because he started on the bench in a Community Shield. Whether that's because he's getting them ready to start on Friday, we'll have to wait and see what happens, guys. But also, Jadon Sancho's in the mix. Anthony's in the mix. Mount's in the mix. So many quality players which are just not going to be able to make the cut. Which, again, is a shame. But because I don't see a place for Mason Mount in this team. I don't see a place for Anthony. Are these players we are willing to move on? We know Mason Mount's going to stay. But Anthony, unsure about at the moment. So it's really tricky, guys. But that's my team going into the game. And I think that's definitely an exciting one to watch. If we can, of course, get the result and get us playing well. So yeah, and a bit about Fulham, guys, before we end the video. Fulham have got a lot weaker. But again, they've kept the same manager in Marco Silva, who's done a decent job for them last season. And they've signed Emil Smith-Rowe, which again is a great pickup from Arsenal. Really, really good. A very talented player. But they've lost João Palhinha, and that was their best player. That was the one who brought that team together. Again, his assists, he scored key goals in that team, even as a centre or CDM. And he's been so key to their wins last season and the success that they've had in the league and staying in the league as well. Because they're a team you would think maybe they're going to be around the relegation zone. But again, they've still kept the likes of Adama Traore, which again always scares me. They've got Iwobi, who tore us apart last season at Old Trafford as well. So that's going to be a bit of a worry. And again, they've got Muniz up top as well, who started to come into a bit of form last season. So it's a tricky one. You can't call how they're going to set up on the first day of the season. You can't call how we're going to play. So that's what makes it so interesting. That's what makes it so exciting. But I'm ready. Old Trafford, we've got to make a statement on Friday. If we can win this game 2-3-0, perfect. It's a great start to the season. And my score prediction, guys, I'm going to say Manchester United to win 2-0. I was going to go 3, but first game of the season. You're never too sure what's going to happen, do you? I'd love to see 3, but the atmosphere is going to be incredible. Returning back to Old Trafford, opening day of the season. I cannot wait for what's going to happen on Friday, guys. But if you did enjoy the video, as I said at the start of the video as well, if you are ready for a big season and you want to be a part of it on the channel, please subscribe. Please smash the likes for Manchester United returning. Comment your score predictions and your thoughts. How excited are you going into the game? Let me know down below, guys. But we are back. Manchester United are back. And hopefully we can start off with a win.